Hello, welcome back to my channel. Funnily enough, I'm starting this video exactly how I ended the last one, and that is in this car wearing this hoodie, but believe it or not, it's a completely different day. I'm just a massive outfit repeater. As you can see by the title and probably the thumbnail, a bit of a different video for me, but I'm really excited to make this one. I'm starting the video now and panting slightly, I'm not sure if you can tell, because I've just come out of the gym. I had like a really quick push upper body session. I had about 30 minutes to kind of get the session done, and that's because I'm going to get my nails done. And I really like showing this on my videos, like the before and after. If you know me, I am so proud of myself. I've had these for over 3 weeks and I've not picked them off. I am a serial nail picker. I know that's like not what you wanted to hear, not the greatest, but not done that, so looking fresh. So I'm gonna go get my nails done and then we will get into the video. So if you're not subscribed, do subscribe. I upload new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. Give this video a like, I guarantee you're going to enjoy it. I'll see you when my nails are looking a little bit fresher and a little bit more girly. There's a little hint for you. Woohoo! I'm back from my nail appointment. Can you see? Can you see? They've got little smiley faces on them. Very fitting with my hoodie right now. The smiley faces theme is rife. I'm back and I've just made some lunch. I've made this super quick hummus pasta, and I love making this when I've got like barely anything in the fridge. I just used up some rogue stuff from the fridge. I had some turkey bacon, some cherry tomatoes, some hummus and some spaghetti. That is my very late lunch that I'm gonna have now, but I thought I'd dive straight into this video. I know a lot of the tips I give in my videos are obviously health and fitness based, and yes, 100% I do believe that your life would be happier if you were obviously healthy and active. I mean, that kind of goes without saying, you are what you eat, and I talk about that enough in my videos. So the tips I wanna give today are like maybe more obscure things, but they are things that have changed my life. And I'm not just gonna kind of go and tell you to quit your job and live your dream, because that all sounds great, but it's a lot easier said than done, especially if you don't have the kind of financial backing. So with that said, I'm gonna dive straight into tip number one for this video, and that is don't let money be your driver. And I can't stress that enough. Money won't make you happy. Yes, of course, security and holidays and being in a nice environment can increase your happiness, but don't let money be the sole driver of what you do, because at the end of the day, money is infinite, and anything which is infinite, you can just never have enough of it. If you're someone who's like, oh yeah, I really want to have 10 grand in my bank account, once you've got 10 grand, you'll just want 20, and so on and so forth. There is no end goal when it comes to money, and that just kind of webs into the fact that you have to enjoy the process of anything that you do, otherwise it's pointless. Like, there is no destination, it is only the journey. So like, do things because you love doing them, that will make you happy. Like doing something that you obviously hate doing for a paycheck, it ultimately isn't going to make you happy. So that's tip number one, that is don't let money be your sole driver or the sole reason that you do things. Life's too short, and there's just no point, it sounds brutal, but there's no point dying with 100 grand in your bank account. Like, experience is more important, and just try and be content with what you've got. Lower your expectations, all that good stuff. So anyway, that's tip number one. I'm gonna eat my lunch now, and I'm sure I'll catch up with you when we're getting into tip number two. Quick question, if you watch my other videos, how sick are you of seeing me in the same outfit all the time? I am the world's worst outfit repeater. I got this in my ASOS haul. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it up here. But I'm just obsessed with this tracksuit. I just love the color, it's so comfy. I feel like I look put together when I wear it. Well, that's probably not true, and yeah, this is me now. This is me all the time. We're all about this positive vibes, which brings me on to tip number two. And again, probably not a very predictable one, but choose very carefully what offends you. And I cannot stress that enough. Being offended is a choice, and usually what you're offended by is a reflection of the other person and not you. And I just see so much of like people who are so offended, and when you talk about someone offending you, like, it's just really negative and it's just bringing down your vibration. If someone calls you I don't want to use like really filthy language on this channel, but if someone calls you something really obscure, that will have more to do with them than it will to do with you. If someone says something, it doesn't fly with you, think of it as something that has just been put down in front of you, and you choose whether you pick it up or not. I personally will just walk past. How you feel about yourself is 1000% more important. In fact, it's probably the only opinion that you should care about, really, as long as you're staying true to yourself. So try it tomorrow, try it today. If you feel like you're getting offended or someone says something and you're like, oh, just leave it on the floor. carry on your day. I'm gonna go and spend the evening with my two besties, Jess and Jodie. Hello, you better watch my videos. Yeah, we're gonna have a sushi night. So I'll put a little vid on the screen of our sushi because I just really nosy and I like to see what people eat, and I'm a sushi fanatic. So I'm gonna pick this video back up tomorrow when we're gonna get into some more juicy tips. Welcome to the next day. Last night was so fun. Food was fantastic, although I didn't go to bed until like 12:30, which is very, very late for me. So I'm feeling a little bit tired this morning, as you can see. But that actually brings me very swiftly and very smoothly onto tip number 3, to be happier. Just own what you look like with no makeup, with no filter. That is what you look like. Let's just call a spade a spade. In lockdown, obviously I faced so many demons when it came to like my skin and what I look like without makeup. And honestly, like back in the day, I wouldn't be able to pop to Tesco if I hadn't put makeup on. Just facing all these things has been the biggest game changer for me. And like I said, it has been a process. So in lockdown, I was not one of those people who got up and put makeup on like to stay in the house all day. Like absolutely not. I didn't wear makeup for like a solid 6 months. And if I was on Instagram, I would always have like a filter on, like whatever. But I'd go for walks with no makeup on. I'd go for walks with literally with a hair mask in, like a slick back hair mask and no makeup. We were in pandemic, like literally nobody cared if I had a little bit of mascara on, do you know what I mean? I think when you constantly wear makeup, it just causes a lot of congestion to your skin. So like in turn, I'm a lot more confident without it, which is just the irony. Everyone is just thinking about themselves. So if you go to Tesco and you feel a bit self-conscious that you've got no makeup on, no one is thinking about what you look like, especially when you just act confident. At the end of the day, we have to accept this is what we look like with no makeup. This is what we look like when we wake up in the morning. This is what we look like without a morphed filter on our face. And everyone can relate. You know, most people feel insecure in some ways. Like most people feel a little bit conscious, you know, they've got a blemish and whatever, but we're all in the same boat. We're all just thinking about ourselves. And I don't care if like Donna has a blemish. I'm just thinking about my blemish. And it's the same with Instagram filters. And like I've made a vow to myself, like probably the last year now or something, to not use filters. I never use filters on my face when I'm on Instagram. Like if I wake up and I look disgusting, like that is what you're getting, because that is what I look like. And if you bump into me in Tesco, you're gonna see that anyway. So I may as well just like show you from the off. No one cares as much as you, I promise you. And obviously I know it's much easier for me to say now when like I don't have any spots, and it is fantastic. Like I'm eternally grateful because I've not always been in this position, but that kind of has come as like a byproduct of not wearing makeup and being more free with my skin. And honestly, being happier has changed my skin, and I can't stress that enough. Like happy body, happy mind, happy skin, honestly. Like when I feel down and stressed, I get inflammation. Like feeling free and feeling happy, I honestly think it comes out in your skin. Like I genuinely think that. So I know I'm gonna leave you that little nugget and practice it today. It won't be like easy at the start. You're not just gonna feel really confident, but you've just gotta get used to it. So with that said, I'm gonna go to the gym looking like this. I know I've got clean hair, and I know I've got clear skin, but like I know I could look a lot better if I put on a face of makeup, but it's just like whatever, makeup, schmakeup. So that's tip number 3. I'm gonna go and do a leg workout now. It's Saturday today, and I'll catch up with you for my next juicy tip
tomorrow.
Do you know what? I'm really annoyed that I didn't start this clip like 10 minutes ago when I was eating my oats. They were so good. I just made white chocolate and raspberry like protein overnight oats. I made them last night, so I didn't just make them, but it was basically just oats, chia seeds and almond milk and protein powder soaked overnight, and then this morning I topped it with frozen raspberries, some white chocolate spread, and like I crumbled up a couple of these so it was like crunchy. The frozen raspberries taste like sweets, and it was just a vibe. I'll insert a photo on the screen. I'm very sorry about the non-aesthetic washing up in the background, but we're just keeping it real here, and I'm gonna dive in with tip number 4, and that is all about comparison. And I know it's like a cliche thing, don't compare yourselves to others. Comparison is the thief of joy and all that, but it is. Unfortunately, we just naturally compare ourselves to people. Like it's one of those things that just comes naturally, so you have to actively remind yourself to not compare. Even though that we know social media is a highlight reel, you really consciously have to remind yourself of that daily. Like you are never getting the full story of what goes on behind closed doors. And the worst thing is comparing like your chapter 3 to somebody else's chapter 30. And it is very easy to get hung up on that, but at the end of the day, we are all on our own timelines. We all are unique. We all have different goals. We're all on different paths. Like what's meant for you won't be meant for someone else. Like you just focus on your path. It doesn't matter how slow things might come into fruition. Like direction is more important than speed. Just because you don't have it now doesn't mean that you'll never have it. You do have to put in the yards, and that kind of is a hint for my next tip. But Really just try and focus on the only comparison being you today versus you yesterday. And even though it's like, oh, you see these quotes all the time, just actively try and remind yourself of that every single day. If you walk into the gym and you see somebody hip thrusting 150 kg and you're here stuck on around 105, I will get there. I've got to keep going. I'm not on that person's page. We are on two different books, two different shelves, two different libraries, in fact. And that's the same for you. Just know that any small win between you and past you is absolutely amazing, and that's all you should be comparing yourselves to. We're on social media and we see somebody getting a promotion, or we see someone getting engaged or having babies or whatever it is. Focus on you and your timeline, and all that kind of negativity and comparison and the joy theft that it is will just kind of dwindle away. So that's my next tip.
2 hours later.
My work from home setup, I've gotten into this habit of I'll start the day like either in my little office or at the dining table, and then in the afternoon, like when it comes to kind of 3 o'clock, I'll just like take myself upstairs and sit on the sofa and just like work from here, and it's really working for me because it feels like winding down till the end of the day. So that's great. But I'm coming at you with my 5th and final tip for this video, and that is, and it's a tough one, practice a bit of patience. My God, we are the most impatient generation, and I don't blame us. If you think about it, we get absolutely everything at the drop of a hat. If I want pizza, burgers, sushi, it can be here in about 30 minutes. If I want any movie ever made, I can get it in about 2 minutes. If I want a new outfit or a new bag, it could literally be here in the morning. If I want something from Amazon, it could probably be here in a few minutes. If you want to contact somebody on the other side of the world, you can literally be speaking to them in about 10 seconds. Like, I don't blame us for being impatient. We're living in a very impatient generation, but that is not helpful when it comes to long-term success and long-term happiness. You have to play the long game. This kind of goes hand in hand with tip number 4, which is about comparison, but don't look at those kind of anomalies and those people who've maybe had overnight success. That is extremely rare, and 99% of successful, or what you may deem as successful people, have put in a lot of graft, years and years of grafting with no reward to get to where they are now. If you do something you love and that you're passionate about, you can do it every single day with no reward and still be happy, and that'll probably turn into reward or success or money further down the line. If there's something that you really want, don't just expect it tomorrow, and that could be weight loss or muscle gain or a career in something or success on social media or a successful book, a successful blog, a promotion, a relationship. It could be absolutely anything. It isn't going to happen overnight. If you take anything from this video, practice a little bit of patience. Don't go for the quick fixes. They do not work. They do not provide you with long-term happiness. Play the long game for long-term happiness. That is the tip I'm going to end this video with. But I am going to wrap up this video now, but I just want to kind of like sum up what we've talked about in this video. So number 1 was do things that make you happy. Don't just do the thing that is going to give you the most money. Number 2 was choose what offends you. Like if you go down the pub with your mates and you're talking about that guy who wouldn't let you out of the junction in the car and you're getting really cut up about it, and that's just like such a negative mindset. Let the small things go. Don't sweat the small stuff. Number 3, just own what you look like. Own your insecurities. We all have them, and we're all just thinking about ourselves. Number 4, don't compare yourself to other people. We are all on our own path. We're all on our own timeline. And number 5, which we've just wrapped up with, and that is play the long game. We want daily happiness. There's no I'll be happy when. There is no destination. There is no end goal. It's all about being content at the end of the day. So be content with what you have. Work towards that. And it all genuinely starts with the mindset. Like our life is literally 95% thoughts and 5% what actually happens to us. Like we suffer so much more in imagination than we do in reality. So try and remember that. Start with what's going on upstairs. Finally, just like be a kind person. Like when you're kind, it just makes you happier. I'm gonna wrap up this video here. I know it's been a really random one, and there's a lot more where that came from. Like narrowing it down to 5 tips was quite hard because there's so many things that I try and live by day to day to just kind of increase my overall happiness. So if you want a part 2 to this video, then give this video a like and I'll definitely make that. Please subscribe because I upload new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video, which will be on Sunday. Here's to being happy, healthy in 2022 and in February. Happy February. See you next time.